Welcome to another episode of Good Cooking. Last episode, we showed you how to properly butcher a lamb. Now, we're bringing it to your table with homemade lamb chops. Listen, you can do your lamb chops however you want them. I'm doing them on a grill pan tonight, and I'm gonna make a little chimichurri sauce. So what are we gonna do to start that? We got ourselves a bunch of parsley, finely minced. Can you see that, Ben? Look at the finely mincedness of that.
Yep.
Great. I also got a Fresno pepper, also known as a red chili, finely minced. A couple of cloves of garlic, maybe 10. I don't know, but you know that's my thing. Finely minced. Little oregano, little red wine vinegar, and olive oil. So here's what we're gonna do. Let's go a little Fresno pepper in there. Get the little minced garlic. Look at all these little bowls. I wish I had a little assistant here that could just swoop in and take that, but budget cuts. Get the oregano, put that in there, and then we're gonna put our olive oil. Get it in there. Woo! Then a red wine vinegar. So we're just gonna mix this up. Look at the color of that, Ben. That's really nice. Now, I would recommend doing this way ahead of time. Maybe let this sit for like 3-4 hours because it absorbs all of the seasoning, all the oil, all of the vinegar. Let's add a little salt, Ben. I think we got enough oil. A little pepper, a little black pepper. And let's give it another mix. By the way, I want this episode to be called Gary Had a Little Lamb. That didn't hit as well as I thought it was gonna be. But we're moving right along. And now what I would urge you to do is take a little taste. So let me get a spoon, time out. Ben, I'm gonna have you taste with me.
What's the origin of chimichurri?
Argentinian.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of Italians in Argentina. Did you know that?
Italians and Germans.
Yeah. I remember a kid.
I think we know why.
Why? Tell me.
You didn't know this?
Give us a, I wanna know.
Yeah, that was where all the Nazis fled to after World War II. The Italians were involved.
Well, we have a cooking show here, Ben. We have a cooking show. So unless you want to go into world history here, let's give it a little taste, Ben. Little feed the crew.
Yes.
Taste test. Let's see where we're at, Ben. Now, I'm going to let that sit. So we're going to put that off to the side. Can you put that in the fridge for me?
Yeah.
Folks, I would have put that in the fridge myself. However, there's a light in the way. Because, well, we're closing in on 10,000 followers, but we still haven't made any money. So, got to get that, oh, Ben. So now that we got our chimichurri marinating in the fridge, we're going to start in here on our racks of lamb. As you can see, I got a few. If you want to know exactly how to break down a lamb, why don't you refer to our last video where we actually went to Huntington Meats and we break down a whole lamb, and we'll show you how we get to this point. We got these Frenched. As you can see, everything is cleaned up between the bones. We're just gonna go right between each bone, and we're just gonna cut like so. We got about 24 chops. We got 3 people, so Ben's gonna have 15, and Lindsay and I are gonna have 2 each. So here we go, we're going right through. Look how beautiful that is. Would you not say that's beautiful?
It's beautiful.
Little beautiful, little flipperoo. Ah, how you doing? All right, we got to season them. Let's drizzle a little olive oil. What do you say, Ben? What do you hear? What do you say? Ew. So let's get these nice and coated on both sides. Okay, we're just going to rub them up. Ben, did you have lamb growing up?
Here and there.
Here and there?
Really, though.
Nah, huh?
I didn't really start having lamb until I went to Europe.
Fancy, huh? Big money over here. The cameraman, producer / owner of the show is making big money. Europe. You gotta get your hands a little dirty here, folks, huh? All right, let's hit these things. A little salt. Season them up nice, folks. Don't be stingy. Let's sprinkle it with a little garlic powder. Woo. I like to grind a little pepper on this. I don't like to use just the regular ground black pepper. I like to hit it with a work. Yeah, this is a workout for the week. It's a labor of love here, but you're gonna have some absolutely exquisite lamb chops. What we gotta do is we gotta flip them all over, Benny. Now, one thing that I forgot to mention, like all meats, I like to bring these to room temperature because it gives a nice even cook when you put it in that pan. So you wanna take it out maybe about 40 minutes prior. Look at that, I just know, I got such a touch. I'm like Steph Curry of garlic powder. Steffortless. I haven't missed a garlic shot in my life. Ground pepper.
What are your thoughts on lamb gyros?
Oh, love it. Now, if you're from New York, you call them gyros because you're a real degenerate. Lindsay was very annoyed by that when she first started dating me. I was like, yo, you want to get some gyros? She's like, what the hell is a gyro? She's like, oh, you meant gyro? I go, yeah, whatever. Now that you got these all seasoned, we're going to hit the grill. So I'm going to put my stove here on medium heat. I'm going to get that pan nice and hot.
Lamb's not really a go-to for anyone, is it?
I mean, who's it a go-to for?
Greeks.
That is true. That is
But
true.
end of list, right?
End of list, I think. Unless there's a lot of other European cultures that I don't know though.
Maybe New Zealand?
You would think because they're called New Zealand lamb chops,
You think?
but we don't know. All right, everybody, let's go. Let's get those lamb chops in. There it is. Remember, we're going about 2.5, 3 minutes on each side. Don't move them because I want to get that nice crust for medium rare. If you want a little less, go a minute, minute and a half, but I like it at 2.5 on each side. By the way, watch the documentary Ken Burns on New York. It's about an 8-part documentary made in the late 90s. I gotta tell you, not to get off topic here, they built the Empire State Building in the 30s in a year and 45 days.
Really?
Yeah, the 101's been under construction for 43 years.
Yeah.
And all of those guys did it in dress pants and penny loafers. You know what I'm saying, man? Come on. What are we doing here? The politicians everywhere suck. Okay? I mean, they built a 77-story building that stands till this day and is absolutely glorious. How much time I got? I got a flip to be continued. All right, let's flip it, Benny. See, look at that. See, you got in that crust? How we living, Ben?
Love it.
Mansion and Benzes, and it feels stupendous.
What do you think the coolest thing you learned from John on the lamb episode?
I didn't realize how many cuts came out of that lamb. There's so many parts and so many delicious parts of the lamb, and it really is a true art. I give a lot of credit to all of the really tremendous butchers out there because it's pretty spectacular. We're going off, everybody. Look at that. Look at that, Ben. Huh? Look at the crust on that. Look at that. So, you know, there's a lot of things you can serve the lamb with. I made a beautiful creamy mashed potato, and you're gonna see in a little while how we plate this up. Now, I always tell you guys, you don't need a lot of time or a lot of money to plate up a dish really nice. Because if you're putting in the work, you might as well make it look beautiful as well, instead of just throwing it on a plate and hooving it down like a caveman, which we're gonna do anyway. But I like the presentation, so we're gonna do a little mashed potato. We're gonna dress this thing up absolutely exquisitely. Hey, I think maybe we should have a little while we're watching.
To make sure?
I mean, you call it making sure, I call it intermission.
Oh, the toad.
Ming, come on. Oh my God, tender. They're buttery. Look at the happiness. With Easter just around the corner, what better way to blow your family's mind than to make homemade lamb chops, chimichurri sauce, and mashed potatoes. And we're gonna serve it on a Versace plate. I mean, literally, we're serving it on a Versace plate. Do any of your family members have Versace plate? No, because they're W-2 employees. They got no money. All right, save up a few bills, get yourself a Versace plate, and that's how you serve lamb chops. Quality meat on a quality plate. If you want the recipe, as always, it's in the description below. And from our house to yours, bon appetit. By the way, it's the best road trip snack you can have.
Just on a car ride eating lamb
People
chops?
are like, oh, let's get some of this, let's get some of that. No, we're gonna pack some tremendous lamb chops.